As we are underway. Hello everybody and welcome back to the ACOC. My name is Rowan Stainis, I'm your commentator for tonight. And yeah, I'll be commentating today's Malaysian Grand Prix, which proved to be a very interesting race. As we've seen them in the past, been very good. And right now it's rain that plays a big role, so that's gonna be very exciting to see how that will play out. So Balenciaga is the first one who dares to go out, as the rain is not seeming to hold itself. It's it's gonna be very slippery out there. But Zolga, first one out. I think there will be more people coming out. Here you go, Zolga. So of course on the full wet tires, as you can see. But yeah, this proves to be it's gonna be a very interesting Grand Prix, as we've seen rain play bigger roles in the Malaysian Grand Prix. Of course, that's infamous 2009 Grand Prix where the race was suspended halfway through. Right now we are not having good weather either, so I hope it won't be suspended this time. As the rain is not holding back itself, as there's a Ferrari coming out. I think that's Miran FC ahead. As FG in the Ferrari. Yeah, he definitely needs to score some points. He's under pressure in the championship fight, of course, so he will have to find a balance of taking risks and knowing when to stop. As here he moves out of the way of Balenciaga. Soga is the first one to set a lap as there. As FG doesn't really move out of the way as Zoga expected there. Yeah, the tires of Pirelli, really extreme weather tires, as they are called as well, over sometimes, and they really need them right now as the weather is pouring down. And yeah, these extreme tires deliver a spray of 65 liters per second. So just imagine being behind that, or being behind another driver, and having to cope with spray of 65 liters per second in your face, and having to drive a car at 300 kph in the rain. So yeah, it's really something else, wet weather driving. It really brings out the talent of other drivers, of course. It's really rain racer is very cool to watch and stuff. They tend to be very chaotic as well overall. As Balenciaga will be the first one to set a benchmark lap, and FG will be the first one to, although no, he won't be the first, but FG will also set a lap time soon, as more people will. As Soga sets at 145. So look, that he swerved around a bit. Is that aquaplane? I don't know. But what I do know is that the rain is not helping him. There, McGinn tire sets a lap that's 1.5 seconds slower, and there is the Haas of Victor Albon, and now he's the same wiggly as he's 6 tenths faster than Balenciaga. That might be a bit of car difference. There, the American Andrew Glock in the suburbs. Now more people set a lap time. As there, at this point it's Albert Klaus who is behind Blake Moore, and now on the inside there in turn 1, and I think Moore lets him go. Yeah, he does. As Brodshook that's in P2 at the same time. So very good job from them. As we see Johansson moving to P1. I think all driver, one person is missing so far, and now here's Giulia Cetti, the Italian in the Toro Rosso, who is quite far off. There's Alfred Klaus in the Red Bull, who goes into P2, and Blake Moore behind. As we can see, the top drivers, the top cars really show a difference of pace there, as it's although FT is very slacking right now as well in the Ferrari. Same goes for there was Daniel, who is nearly second of Patel's pace. And here is the McLaren of Lewis McIntyre, who's trying to improve, or is willing to improve, I should say. I don't know if he's trying actually. Yeah, the McLaren's really struggled to get up to pace well right now. So here goes McIntyre. And look at that, look at the spray of the water, the standing water. That's really something you would not want to hit in these cars, as they're very light compared to road cars, so they occupy very easily as there. In the meantime, there was Daniel, sets the fastest lap of the qualifying so far. And now there's FG, who improves, who is now 800 of his championship rival Jesper Johansson. And now it seems like this ground is lacking a bit. As here's Giulia Cetti, who is quite far off, and she doesn't, she seems to improve, but not enough to improve a position. So in the meantime, we can have, let's see. So the realistic pole is a really top card right now. It's mainly, I think, between Darabos and Johansson. So far, it's a Mercedes 1-2 for the lookout in the qualifying. But we'll see what's going to bring more. As the rain really does not hold back. You really have to be on top of your game in the rain. If you're not, then you just slide off. That's how it goes in the rain. There's Alfred Klaus in the Red Bull, and he is willing to improve, of course. P4, and he is only less than a tenth of the pace of FG, so he could go to the ahead of the Ferrari, and and put the Red Bulls ahead of both Ferraris. As Patel right now is in P5, and Graf is behind Patel then. So there you can see Klaus, who will hit some spray from Giuseppe there. There you can see it already there from quite a distance, like what will be a few seconds. And there is definitely gonna be some difficulties there for Klaus, as the spray is a very scary thing to experience. You can literally see nothing. As here we see him go, and then he moves a bit out of the way, but that Giuseppe moves in that way as well. I wonder if they both go pit, as there Klaus actually goes from far back, a totally different line, and he now swaps him behind, gets a bit of deer slipstream there, even though it's not the biggest advantage, I would say. And Klaus is P4 there, more wiggling around. But there's someone coming out of the pits there. That's a Williams there, Blake Moore, I think, getting involved very closely. Or Blake Moore, I'm not sure. That was Blake Moore indeed. Who tried to get ahead of him in out of the pit. But Klaus will not like that, as he had to really yield there. As now, right now, Giuseppe there holds up the sister car of Klaus. In the meantime, Frederick Suter goes to P7, and it seems like Klaus is stuck behind Giuseppe there. As we've seen Giuseppe there being able to very much make cars wide as he wants to, as drivers struggle to overtake us sometimes. As yeah, on the inside there he goes, actually he goes for it there, but he can't get past there. Alfred Klaus stuck behind Giuseppe there, and there it cost him time. We've seen Giuseppe being a pain to overtake so often this season, as we've seen in Hungary, for example, was the best example. But scary raceman for ignoring the black and orange flag. And now this might not really improve our reputation either. As we see Andrew Glock being lost in the meantime. What happened? Did Giuseppe just disappear? In the meantime, Glock goes into P16. And I believe I saw Giuseppe that just vanished there. Oh, I'm going crazy. As in the meantime, Graf, Dennis Graf, willing to improve, but can he improve? He is 8 tenths down on the the fastest lap so far. Giuseppe has gone in for whatever reason, according to the telemetry, like the tower. But I think she vanished for whatever reason there. As in the meantime, Graf, I don't think he's gonna improve, so I wonder if he'll go in or something. So here he goes, Dennis Graf, and he's rounding the final corner. And is gonna be an improvement? That's not gonna be an improvement, at least in the position there. His lap time was very close to his personal best. Here Jesper Johansson having a tow there from Ruslan Protschuk. And I wonder if instead he goes in there actually. That's very strange to see that happen. Maybe a replay or something. As in the meantime, we see Darabos Daniel, who is currently on the fastest lap so far. Darabos Daniel 5 tenths down this time. So not really improving. As there is Andrew Glock, American in the Sauber, who goes into P15. So that's decent for the Sauber. As in the meantime, there's a McLaren of Paretsky ahead of him. Now Blackmore goes into P7. So decent, more like an expected qualifying, since it's so far for the Williams. Paretsky seems to move out of the way, as Paretsky actually tries, as a touch tax, and Paretsky goes round. Paretsky's gone around, and he made contact with Andrew Glock there. What was that there? As now he comes out back on the track. There was definite contact there. Was there maybe some aquaplaning from Paretsky's side that he unsteered into his side, but as he's gone up there. I wonder if there's damage there for that McLaren. She's now slowing a bit. As there, who's that? It's Victor Albom in the Haas going P7. But John Blakemore and Franco Gamba and all the rest. I think there's definite damage there for him. As in the meantime, we can see Frederick Soto's, I know it was Blakemore actually, swapping behind. And he's gonna struggle with that. Yeah, you of course want to get as much visibility as you can. And you don't get visibility at the moment at all. Very, very tough scenario right now for Blakemore. They follow each other right now onto the last corner. We can see as there, I think Moore tries it, but I don't think Blakemore can really do anything at this point. Just slipstream and pray your lap moves, but it isn't really the case. So you can see as that Blakemore is about to lose it or something, I don't know. He's wiggling around the steering wheel. Patel goes into P14 at Rail Patel. A bit of a disappointing qualifying for the Renault. As now Blakemore fights with Paretsky there in the Williams, and that should be an easy job there for Blakemore. As there he is, Blakemore is now ahead of and it's Paretsky. Paretsky, he fights back, tries to go around the outside. And more defensive position there. Now the left hand there. They go wheel to wheel for qualifying there. Look at this. As it's all for qualifying position right now, not for the race, the start position. It's now going into the corner there, and it's more on the inside. And it seems like Paretsky still can't get him. But now Paretsky will have the inside on towards the next left-hander. But Moore pulls out a bit with the top speed, and now he is ahead. Wow. good racing there for a few laps, or for a few moments in the qualifying. As in the meantime, Blackmore actually improves, it seems, his time. That's very strange, as he really literally fought for his position. So here he comes, Blakemore. And so now I wonder if he comes in or if he keeps going. There's more. Yeah, he seems to keep going. Same goes for Bradsky. So far, no strange crashes or anything. Just yeah, the only strange crash we had is that Blackmore goes into P6. That puts Graf and Albom into P7 and 8, and Gamma P9. But yeah, so far no strange collisions other than the incident between Glock and Bradsky. As Alexander Arnold in the Force India jumps him, jumps to full P8. Giulia Cesetti goes to P13. And it's 3 minutes remaining as McIntyre jumps Zolga. And here is Jesper Johansson, one of the championship contenders, who of course last week DNF'd in the first corner with his fellow Swedish title rival Miran FC. But yeah, Johansson not having the cleanest seasons this year at all. So he really had to struggle with collision with his teammate mainly. And now he has to regain his form, of course. But here we can see Johansson. I wonder if he keeps going. As ahead we can see some cars as well. Audio disappeared in front of Johansson. Johansson now goes to the last corner, and I wonder if he's gonna improve. Johansson, what's Jesper Johansson gonna do to sweeten the Mercedes? And he improves actually by 20 times per second. But there is a Red Bull of Alfred Klaus, who jumps in both by 4 tenths. A good job from Alfred Klaus there. Where is his teammate Patel? Mohammed Patel, what can he do in Red Bull? He had a really strong first out decision, but after that he slacked a bit. But he does improve his lap time, and he's only 2 tenths down. So that in theory would put him on the second position. If he carries on, of course. As Patel, we've seen him do very good things in the first season, but yeah, in Spa he had a tough race, DNFing after having a collision with Miran FC, I think it was, and in Monza he DNF'd, and then in Singapore he finally got this podium. That's the first since Hungary, I think. As in the meantime, Patel actually really is putting on the pace, as he is only 500ths off his teammate. So that will put him in P2. There will be a mega session there for the Red Bulls, as it's only the last few seconds. And I wonder if anyone else is going to improve, as in the moment it's only I think it's only Patel, but I'm not sure, as there Polja Kulasek actually goes into P11, so I was wrong there. I'm very happy about it, because I always wanted to be in for surprises. As Patel actually goes in. Mohammed Patel goes in and does not improve his lap, and that means he doesn't come out here. So Patel keeps position in P5, as FC comes in as well, and Alexander Arnold now, as Johansson improves his lap time in the meantime, but it isn't enough for P1. And now Alexander Arnold, I wonder if he is gonna carry on with his lap, as we've seen a lot of people box already for some unknown reason. As Alexander Arnold, is he gonna keep going? No, he isn't. As Albom goes into P9. As Polja Kulasek, I think, is already done. Here comes Giulia Cesetti. Is she gonna come in? Yes, she is actually. As there's Darabos Daniel, who is already on his final few seconds. I don't know, I think he's already done as well. But there's still 9 cars out. As Dennis Graf in the Ferrari P7. That's very disappointing for the Ferrari man, actually. As he is in the slipstream of a Sauber, actually. And that Sauber is, I think, Zolga, I'm not sure. As are they both coming in? I don't know. As they stay out. And Graf gets a good slipstream there, but I don't know if it will be enough, as he does not improve. So P7 for Dennis Graf. Zolga goes to P16 in the meantime. And their boss Daniel is about to finish his lap. I don't know if he's up on his time. But that would see Albert Klaus on pole. Is it gonna be pole? It is, as there was Daniel jumps his teammate there. By only a few hundreds, but it's Albert Klaus on pole position. A very good job from the Rebel team, as his teammate Mohan Patel, I don't know why he went in, but it seems like he had the pace to put it on the front row, but he just went in. Maybe he didn't have enough fuel. As there, Johansson actually jumps his teammate by the 300, and there he is, Albert Klaus. He improves his lap time even more. So that's the front row pretty much done. I wonder which car we are still waiting for. As the front row has been done. That's it. That's Albert Klaus on pole position, who is ahead of both Mercedes drivers, ahead of Miran FC, and ahead of his teammate Mohamed Patel, who again had a very tough session. So yeah, not the session he hoped for, of course. The rain is falling down. As we're waiting for the lights to go out, as in the meantime, that is can hear the engine starting. Albert Klaus on pole position, and it's lights out, and away we go. And Klaus gets a good getaway there, I think. There's some people are in the wall already there. What's going on there? As we've seen, Klaus pulls away, and actually made a super start there from P4 on the grid. As now into the first corner we go, and it seems like Klaus also leads. There's sparks flying from the cars there, and I think Klaus holds the lead, but McIntyre has had a poor start. As Klaus ahead of him, and we see a lot of cars swapping around. As there are three white. There's a big collision there. So a lot of cars going up, and that's Patel and Project out. Yeah, there's two McLaren scrapping away, but what happened there? The two Renaults have gone off, and now it's the two McLarens going wheel to wheel through the corners, and it seems like McIntyre stays out of his teammate there in the rain. In the meantime, there's more cons going on. As there is Alexander Arnold swapping in, and it seems like the two Mercedes have fallen back, especially Jesper Johansson. I don't know what happened to him there, but he's behind Graf as well. Not very good for his championship aspirations. So in the meantime, Gamba overtakes Kulasek, and I wonder what's happened there between the Haas and the Renault. There's a very big collision, it seemed there. As here is our leader, Albert Klaus, who holds FG behind him, and behind FG is Daniel and Graf. As there, Giulia Cisetti there. Going wheel to wheel with Frederick Suto there, and it seems like she tries to go for the inside there. Can she make that stick there? She goes here on the inside, and has she made it? I think she has. The Suto actually fights back. Now on to the main straight we go. As there, Suto really aggressively swaps in front of her. As now it is, as there we can see the wiggling of the cars, and there on the inside there goes Cisetti. There go three wide nearly, and there the teammate of Courtney Simpson there is ahead of him, so he has to watch for him as well. But Suto still fights back and does not want to give up the place, as it is Cisetti ahead of Suto, ahead of Zolga and ahead of Glock. But in the meantime, she has teammate Courtney Simpson ahead of her. There's Solga, who has his teammate Andrew Glock behind him. What a start that was there. As we can see him fight away, and here is the only leader so far, Mohamed Patel, who doesn't have to deal with spray, so of course it's clean air, so it's a major advantage for him. As we can see, Klaus has 2.4 seconds or a gap towards FG. As here you can see Patel is still in traffic as he is being jumped by Blake Moore actually in the meantime. So not good news for the Red Bull either as his teammate's leading. He is struggling in P7. As now here goes Patel who might want to get a run. As yeah, the Album in the meantime behind him. Still Album can't really get the pace with him. As Patel might have a good run on the inside here, but is it gonna be enough? As Klaus hits a fast lap in the meantime. Patel, his teammate, fights for P6 there, and Patel there swaps towards the inside there, and he might be able to get him on the inside there. So here he goes, Mohammed Patel in the faster Red Bull there, of course, against the Williams on Blake Moore, and Patel swoops past, but Moore fights back. Is not willing to give up the P6, but here he comes. Patel is the inside right now, but he has to watch the standing water as well, of course. There he goes on the inside. On the inside, is he getting past? Is he getting past? So now it's the outside there, and it should be the faster line through here, as they're still going wheel to wheel. This is very nice racing, and there Moore actually stays ahead. But meanwhile, just put your hands this, not pulling away from them, and they both, and it's gonna be a 3-wide battle for 3 abreast battle, for P5. So in the meantime, FG is really falling back because he has not the pace Klaus has. Here comes Patel, who tries to take a tighter line there, but it's not enough to put him away. As there, Frederick Suto tries to turn Chisetti there, does the same thing as Patel did, and it doesn't work either. So the tight line is not the faster line there, as Suto has to wait and see the turbos ahead of him. Meanwhile, there was Daniel, the Mercedes, wants to take back that P2. And I wonder what's going on with Johansson. Is there more damage again? As I saw some cars go in the wall there, in the pitch wall. Meanwhile, Suto gets overtaken by Chisetti again. I think Chisetti retakes the position there. I think here comes Patel, who is having to deal with the spray of Blake Moore. As there you can see the retired cars. Here we see Patel not being able to pick up the position. So it is meanwhile. Let's have a look at Johansson. I don't know if there is damage. It doesn't seem like it. He just dropped pace for a moment, and now he has a Ferrari ahead of him, which goes by the name Dennis Graf, who might be able to do his teammate an honor. A help by keeping up the Mercedes, as in the meantime Suto tries to gain on Chisetti, and he seems to be too far back of Chisetti there. So the Williams of Suto in P14 will Blake Moore's teammates in P6, fighting over Red Bull. Meanwhile, Gamba is a bit closer to Album right now, and Force India with his teammate Arnold is in P11. So far the only cars having the both cars in the pointer now are Ferrari, Mercedes and Red Bull, I think. As you can see, they go through the spray very brave, very close to each other as well in these uncertain conditions, where every small amount of extra water can be the end for you. Frederick Suto, and he might be able to get a run on Chisetti if he gets a good exit there. And he doesn't get a decent exit, I think, but he pulls out of the spray there. The spray is just too heavy to stay in, it's too risky, as you never know when the car ahead of you brakes until it's too late and you're into the gearbox. In the meantime, there Chisetti fans it up smartly, and the Italian stays ahead of Suto. As meanwhile, there was Daniel puts pressure on FG, who should feel the pressure of Dennis Graf in the meantime as well. So yeah, Ferrari of Graf is making a sandwich with the Mercedes of Daniel, as the other piece of bun is Miron FC right now. That's for the last podium position, P3. So yeah, for the constructors it will be amazing for Ferrari if Dennis Graf could get closer to Daniel. I think FC is just holding up Daniel at this point. But yeah, of course, this might be a little team game actually for the Ferraris. That is, if he can keep, if FC can keep him behind, of course. As now we see the Dennis Graf, and he falls back a bit there again. So meanwhile, Alexander Arnold, can he get closer? Yes, he can actually. So 142.78 for Alfred Klaus. And 143.643 for Milan FC. So they're all a second slower than Alfred Klaus actually. That's very surprising there. Alfred Klaus really showing his talent in the rain right now. There they upload of the slipstream again. Patel gets closer again. And I wonder if he can get closer. Here's and it's Paratsky, who is swapped in behind McIntyre. And right now it is Patel, who might be able to fight more again, but it depends on how he handles his tires, of course. As there he goes, and now to the corners he won't make up too much in that slipstream. As there is Suto again, who still cannot get past the Toro Rosso of Giulio Cisetti right now, and the gap starts to become a bit bigger right now. As Frederick Suto, and slipstream might help him there a bit. As I think Cisetti comes close to a teammate called Simpson as well. So right now the Toro Rossos are in a bit of trouble, I'd say. Yeah, I think Suto might be able to close in a bit more on Cisetti. But Cisetti there is very good at defending. We've seen it qualifying, we've seen it in the Hungarian Grand Prix, of course. Yeah, I don't think Cisetti will really let this go. As here he comes in the slipstream of Cisetti there. And he still can't get past Suto. Suto can't get past Cisetti, I should say. Let's see. And yeah, he can't get close enough either again. In the meantime, we have Alexander Arnold, who is trying to fight a Renault there. So far, the only few collisions I've seen have been the Hasses and the strange start where a few went in the pit wall, but I don't think they all had terminal damage. Here's too far again. Here's the leader, Alfred Klaus, who made up an 8-second gap, so I wonder if his pace will drop at some point, as he's just lapping faster than all the others. It's just going 20 miles an hour faster than everything else, pretty much. So you can check the gaps. 35-second gap for Paratsky towards Klaus. So I wonder if those McLaren's run with something as well, some type of issue. Yeah, Klaus so far doing a very good job in the rain, really just showing his talent. And so there's Daniel, who is gonna try and at some point attack, as you can see. I wonder if Klaus at some point will just be out of tire grip. Yeah, these laps are getting a bit more towards, but then again, an 8-second gap is very much impossible to drive up when your tires are a bit older. So Milan FC really have to hope that Klaus's tires really fall off at some point, or the traffic might help him. Right now, it doesn't seem like it. There was Daniel, and he is slowly actually getting closer towards FC. As you can see, it's Patel this time. Actually closing him a bit more on Blake Moore. So now Blake Moore is not really giving it away, and same goes for Chetty, who still is not in a giving mood at all. And she still keeps behind the Williams there, who should be way faster than the Russell. Also in the power difference, so it's really a surprise for me to see Suter not be able to overtake Chetty there. So you can see they're still not able to get past her. And here's Darby's Daniel, who is getting closer and closer. And the Dennis Grove is behind it a bit. Now I wonder if how much of a time Dennis Grove will lose, because Darby's Daniel is the biggest slipstream right now. So here he goes. And FG, FG had a really bad lap, as it's a lot slower. Daniel. There's Frederick Suto again, who might be able to close the gap to someone and overtake actually. So as Chetty still holds a gap. Now he's in the slipstream. But there, Chetty weaves, and there, as he nearly loses it seems something. As he weaves around the steering wheel as if he's about to lose it. And the gap is 3/10 again. Still not enough to overtake. But he tries it this time. And he nearly makes up a space as there. And Chetty nearly wipes off the front wing of Suto there actually. Chetty nearly wiped off the front wing of Suto. And Suto really had to lift it to avoid any type of collision there. A bit of a dangerous move there from Chetty. As had it not been for Frederick Suto, they would have collided there actually. As we can see in the meantime, Frederick Suto again losing time towards Connie Simpson, so a very low chance of scoring points for so far for the Williams of Suto. As it's a miserable day for McLaren as well, as they're P17 and P18, and the same goes for the Saubs, who are P15 and P16. As Frederick Suto. And I wonder at some point when he will be close enough to do it again, but this time better, without having to lift. In the meantime, the gaps start to widen again. As in the meantime, it seems like McIntyre is catching up towards Glock as well. Right now, here we have Frank Suto, who is 3/10 behind again. I wonder if there will be any type of slipstream again, as it's very risky. We saw it already. It happened as he nearly lost the cars. Now he loses a lot of time on the exit there. And he tries to follow her, but there, through the water there, the standing water there is very high. As it seems like he nearly lost it again. There's Darby's Daniel following. And he is trying to follow, of course, but it's very tricky in these cars. The dirty air really doesn't help. This highly advanced aerodynamics, and it seems like his FG actually. There's Albert Klaus, and his Paretsky, so there's a quite a big as they're just about to finish the lap. As it seems like McIntyre is losing out again, as here's Frank Suto again, still not able to pass. And I wonder when he'll be able to overtake that Toro, as it's very good driving there from Chetty to stay ahead from the pressure there of Suto, as that's not easy, as we know Suto can put in a lot of pressure, but we also know that Chetty doesn't give away easy either. As in the will there be a slipstream now? As there's Sauber coming up as well in the background, that's Balanzolga, who is getting close to the Toro Rosso, as they are both at the points as well. But I don't think he's close enough, Frank Suto, unless the toe is so strong that he can move past. But right now on the no, maybe on the main strength. Unless he loses that again. I think he does actually. Yeah, he loses that. He lives or something. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I wonder what the problem is right now with him. As his Franco Gamba was getting close to a house. As Gamba tries to overtake the house for P8. And I don't think he can get serious for Assetto. Yeah, he can just keep watching him as he keeps improving, as he keeps closing and losing the gap. So very tricky race so far for the people who run into traffic. As in the meantime, it seems like Klaus doesn't slow down either, despite the tires perhaps giving out at some point. So lap 11 out of the 26, and can he get a good run there? Assetto is there more slipstream. It seems like Seti is just faster to the slow corners or something. As Assetto, yeah, he actually is gaining, but they lose again. And again, the gap is starting to widen a bit, I think. 1:43.0 for Klaus, and I wonder what the gap will be for us there. It's only a 10 slower. It's just that the gap is too big for them to close for the top two. As we can see, for Assetto, yeah, that's too far back. That's too far back. And now, again, the gap is there. He goes on the inside this time actually for Assetto. He tries to avoid something, but yeah, that's gonna cost you slipstream. As we can see, they try to get close. As in time, Patel gets closer and closer to Blake Moore. And it seems like the McLaren is just slapping 3 seconds a lap slower in these conditions. As well as there Pritsky, who Pritsky is pretty slow right now in these conditions. As we can now see, Patel was also losing out time again. The gap started to become bigger than a second, apart from Assetto, who's still on the gearbox of Giulia Cisetti. As we can see, them get close. I don't get closer actually. Only at what point we will see traffic, as the gaps are fairly big. As you can see, it's 50 seconds for it's a 50-second gap from P18 to P1, so the lap cars are not being involved yet. But I think at some point we will. As we have seen, they lose about 3 seconds per lap, so that would be at least 3 seconds, I think. So at some point I think they will get closer to each other, the back markers. Or the back markers will get become a problem for Klaus if he continues on with this pace, of course. As there's also the battle for P2, and that is still 1.2 seconds as well. Franco Gamba, can he try something? He seems so far back as well. Assetto actually, again close enough, but not close enough to stick it side to side. But he is definitely, he has closed the gap. And she said he will watch her mirrors again and will make her as wide as possible again. But this is not helping them at all, and the leaders will at some point see this as well. It's just a battle, as right now Assetto can't really get closer. So there's a slipstream, but slipstream is not enough. As there, it's 5 tenths. 5 tenths become less than 5 tenths. He brakes late, but I think he's not effective enough on the exit. As I said, he just runs away from him again. The 5 tenths or the gap is bigger than 5 tenths again. And in the meantime, Klaus just runs away from all of the chasing drivers. Klaus is just on another level so far. But there actually he went off there, Frederick Suto. What did Suto do? He went off the track there. Suto went off the track. And that's gonna cost him time. As that gives Sassetti some breathing space. There, Frederick Suto just went off the track. He must have hit some type of pedal. Meanwhile, Patel that gets closer now. Suto goes off the track, loses time. And now the gap is around about a second, I would say. Yeah, 1 second. Suto goes off the track. In the meantime, it's Patel at him. Seti ahead. This here's the closest gap, Alexander Arnold. And he's still trying to overtake that Reynolds. And yeah, I think he's been stuck behind him for quite a long time actually. But this is not gonna help you either, trying to get a slipstream in the corner as you just lose time as well in the dirty air. But Arnold's slipstreaming, can't get closer. You've seen him before in these races, that slipstream, as powerful as it might be, it's just not enough to overtake, especially not in the rain where you don't want to always have the slipstream. Here comes Alexander Arnold and he is losing time under braking. But he might be able to get it back on the exit. As here he comes, Alexander Arnold, as Klaus is the fastest lap as well, 1:42.668. Great job there from Albert Klaus so far. That's a really solid lap, as 10.4 seconds for towards P2 it is. As meanwhile, Arnold, 3/10s become 4/10s become 3/10s. And the slipstream now might be able to get a good run onto the main straight, which might be just about long enough to make an overtake. There's Arnold there, 4/10s. How much will it become? Will it become more? 4.5, 5/10s? Yeah, I think that will be too far back. Then in the meantime, Suto really catches up to Seti again. So there, the fast car definitely is the Williams of Suto. We just can't overtake it, it seems. So here he is, Frederick Suto, 5/10s faster than Seti. Just not close enough to go for a dive bomb, it seems. Gamba there on Albon. And Albon might want some watch mirrors there for Franco Gamba. And I don't think they get close enough. There it seems like Gamba can't get close either. It's as if they don't want to get close. As I say, that Seti there. Now under pressure there, as the Suto gets a better exit. But I think he's too far back again. As 5/10s become 4/10s. The gaps just start to widen those close. It's just inconsistent gap different. The gaps start to shrink. 4/10s there again. Can Arnold overtake him this time? Can he do it? 4/10s become 5/10s, I think. Or is he actually making up time? He loses time. So that's a no. As in the meantime, well, he's just pushing again. I wonder why Klaus can push us for so long. I wonder what his tires just are at this point. Let's see if his tires are just made from different rubber or something. He just handles his conditions calmly and doesn't have the benefit of a slipstream either. But that might just also have to give him the benefit of not having spray to deal with. That spray is really scaring a lot of drivers, of course. They don't get close. Don't get close. So rain doesn't seem to affect him. It's on Arnold. Still behind the Renault. Can't get in the points. So I wonder why Suto just can't get past Sassetti either. Sassetti is dropping pace for sure. And just Sassetti shows defensive masterclass or something. She should be At this point, I think she should just give material arts classes. Instead, defensive is just unbreakable, it seems. Arnold again on the exit loses it, I think. Or is it actually gonna be enough to... No, I don't think so. The overspeed, I don't think he will have enough overspeed, but the lap times are improving, it seems. I'll have to try to set a faster lap time right now. And there he comes. 4 tenths become 5 tenths again. He loses a tenth on the exit. I don't know why he can't just make it on the exit when it counts. As Patel now finally starts to catch up to Blake more again. As yeah, Patel. I think the Rebel is faster than the Williams, but I don't know why they can't overtake each other. So it's just not allowed here or something. As in the meantime, yeah, it's 11 seconds from Klaus, who's FG as well. So here he actually is. Albert Klaus is about to set another lap to complete, and he is on lap 18 then. He's just traveling away from him, from Miran FC. As Klaus sets another fast lap, because his fast lap is 5 tenths faster than the last lap of Miran FC. As Alexander Arnold again stuck. And she's stuck. Yeah, 4 tenths again, the difference it is. As FG and Dara Bozenia are very close to each other in terms of pace, and Graf is actually faster than both of them by a tenth. But that would mean that Graf needs 13 laps, so I don't think he will make just about, I don't know, we'll see that. If he can keep up with his pace, of course. Meanwhile, Arnold, no. Still no. And nope, still not. But this time Arnold might be close enough to stick it somewhere. And is he going around the outside this time? No, as Kulasek just defends fairly well. It might be the first overtake opportunity we've seen there. As it seems like Arnold again just can't overtake. And now 5 tenths again. Just too far back. So 6 tenths it is. And still no possibility to overtake. As we can see, Arnold's 6 tenths down. The overtaking opportunity cost him time. Now I wonder if he can get him. And 5 tenths from Gamba as well, so the gaps just start to shrink a bit. Then again, it's just not able to make up a place. Arnold 4 tenths down, 6 tenths down. 6 tenths again. Nope. The gap stayed the same as it's 6 laps ago in this lap and in the race. 6 tenths down. So that's a close gap as well. It's really tough to overtake, it seems, because the DRS is too strong. As the Saubers really have a day to forget. Yeah. As we can see, the gaps they're not closing in either, so yeah, they're just trailing around at some point. They're just trailing each other around in this pouring rain. Yeah, not a good performance as yeah, 13 seconds it is for Klaus to FG. He nearly I would say he's about 50% of a pit stop, of a free pit stop right now. As you can see, just not close. All tenths. And I wonder if will ever be an overtake, to be honest, right now, as it's just not happening so far. There are a lot of moves out of the spray there, I'd say. It just doesn't help them with to get the overspeed. That's your problem. They just don't want to get each other into the spray or something. That's what loses them the overspeed to overtake. Assetto, surprise, surprise, still is behind Giuseppe there. So 7 tenths. Again, at this point I'm just starting to repeat myself, but there's not much more to commentate. It's just literally the same every lap. Says as Pressky, over to Klaus. I think at some point they might run into each other, but there's only 4 laps to go. I wonder if that will ever scrap the speed of Arnold there. Of Klaus, but yeah, we'll see. Five tenths. Again, too far back. Patel now finally made up the gap again to Blakemore. Again, getting the overspeed is very tough, but it seems like Patel finally starts to get a bit of overspeed on the Williams. The Williams is a bit slower than the Red Bull. I don't know if there will be enough overspeed again. They're just too scared to stay in the slipstream of each other. Is there Patel there? Is he finally making up something? Nope. Is there Blake Moore just is a bit smarter than Patel right now. And they have to forget for Patel as well. That's just being stuck behind the wheels in P7 is just not acceptable, to be honest. Yes, for Assetto finally. Is it enough there? Society there again? No! Society keeps Suto behind there. And Suto has to swap him behind again. So now here's Terrible's Daniel, who is 9/10 behind FC, but then can you overtake him? As Patel there. 5 behind again. Same story. No overtaking possibility. As we can see, Suto again try it on the inside. It seems like Shetty finally has to give away. She still doesn't. It's quite surprising actually to see Shetty be this good in defending, but honestly, it's not making it easier. As FCC now sets a fast lap again. We're in a penultimate lap right now, and it doesn't seem like there will be much overtaking. course. Suto again. Nope. That's Arnold there. Can he maybe do something? I don't think he can actually. But also seem to have given up on his overtaking options. But there, Alfred Klaus. There he is. And I think he's running into Prix right now. Yeah. The final lap is running, and there the only driver Press whatever is in the mirrors that Klaus didn't lose actually, just for extra show of course. I mean, I don't think it really matters anymore. As long as he just keeps it together, he'll be fine. I don't think he will really go for an overtake, as there's not really any driver who was willing to overtake in these conditions. It'd be a bit stupid if he chose to win away like this. What a race has been so far from after Klaus. He led from start to finish, got a perfect getaway. He's now into the final sector there and gets a little slipstream there of Enes Paretsky. So he goes on the inside there of Enes Paretsky and he moves past there, of course. Why would Paretsky even bother to fight it? As here he is. It's Albert Klaus who takes victory here in Malaysia. After a dominant victory there from the Swede in the Red Bull. And that's gonna bring some nice points towards him. So Albert Klaus finished off the dominant race. Miran FC made up enough places for his poor qualifying. And there was Daniel and Graf. And there was Daniel finishes the podium. A very dull rain race to say the least, in my opinion. But good job from Klaus. As there, Blake Moore in the Williams finished ahead of Mohamed Patel there. Very disappointing result for him there. But yeah, it is what it is. As there, just again under pressure, but I don't think it will be enough. On the inside there, the last lap there, and it's gonna be a drag race to the finish there, and it seems like, yeah, Suto just has to swap him behind P14. That's nearly touched actually on after the finish pretty much, and now he overtakes her, but that's a bit too late there of Suto there. That's too late for Rick. He finally got it, but in the classification. It is the win for Giuseppe's head. Alfred Klaus wins the Malaysian Grand Prix. But that's it for today's race. Yeah, not the race I expected. But yeah, it is what it is. Congratulations to Albert Klaus. And for me, it's enough today. I hope you still enjoy this race, as always.